Today we're talking about plateauing. I wanted to give you 3 things to look at to know if you've plateaued in your life. So one of the places to look is to your income. Have you been making right around the same amount of money for multiple years? So your income really hasn't changed that much. Or secondly, maybe you've changed jobs, you've moved houses, you've changed neighborhoods, but yet you're still having the same problems that you thought would go away by making that change in your life. And the third area to look at is in your relationships. And are you finding that maybe those most important relationships in your life are on autopilot? So you're doing the same things day after day, week after week. You're having the same conversations. Maybe you're in the same arguments over and over again. These are 3 indicators that you're experiencing some plateau in your life, and it's time to shake things up. Today is my wedding anniversary. Jeff and I were married 16 years ago. We had created a dream for our wedding, and we actually were married in Costa Rica, surrounded by some of our best friends and family. And relationship is one of the areas where it's really easy to plateau. When we're newly in love and newly married, we've got these big dreams and these big goals. And pretty soon we find ourselves settling into the rhythm of day-to-day life. That doesn't just happen in our marriages and our relationships, but it happens in every area. If you're a salesperson and you have created an income level and maybe you're just making this about the same amount month after month after month, year after year after year, we tend to fall into these patterns and into these rhythms. And if we're not careful, it's like the doldrums. We don't even realize we're in a pattern because things are going okay. There's not a big dissatisfaction, but we're just kind of going with the flow. And if we're not careful, we find ourselves settling. And settling is okay for a short period of time. But you were meant to grow. You were meant to expand. You were meant to experience even greater life. So that settling energy can be quite dangerous because life becomes really comfortable, becomes really easy, and we don't even realize that maybe there's some discontent starting to settle in. So how do we overcome those plateaus? First of all, it requires us noticing them. So taking some time for self-reflection, really looking at our life and asking that question, where am I settling? For me, I did this self-assessment a number of years ago now where I woke up one morning and I didn't want to go to work. And that was very unusual for me because I was one of those people that loved my job. I jumped out of bed. But as I really gave myself permission to check in, I realized I hadn't been happy for a long time, but I was living in the rhythm and in the pattern and just kind of tolerating it, not realizing that there was actually quite a bit of discontent. And that discontent, if we're not careful, can start to express itself in other areas of our life. We start to have health challenges. We have problems in our finances, or we start to have this disruption in our relationships. Life is seeking greater expression through you, and it's going to find a way to express itself. So we want to make sure that we're taking that energy and we're doing it more positively and more intentionally. So it starts with doing that check-in, really looking at where in my life am I settling? Where maybe if I really looked at it, I'm not as happy as I thought I was, or I'm just going through the rhythm. And then once we start to become aware of that, then we have the power to change it. We have the power to start to create a picture of a new idea. And we do that by asking the question, what would I love? Maybe it's dusting off some old ideas about what it meant to be in relationship, challenging yourself. What if I gave myself permission to really look at, could I earn more money? Could I be happier in the job that I'm doing? Is there a hobby that I would like to pick up that I just never felt like I had the time for? Giving yourself permission to dream, to ask that question, what would I love? And there's a wealth of resources on this channel to help you do that dreaming. So we look at where we are, we ask the question, what would I love? and then to make a commitment to start taking action towards that. What can you do to start to shake up the rhythm of your day-to-day life? Is it driving to work differently? Is it engaging your partner in a different conversation? Is it starting to plan a different type of vacation? What could you do to interrupt that pattern or that plateau and start to inject some more fun, some more play, something that's more exciting? And by doing that, just notice how you start to feel more alive. One of the things I think that I am so proud of in my marriage to Jeff is that we stay in that question, what would we love? And is it perfect? Of course not. But one of the things that we've done is we've really committed to grow together and to pursue those passions. And I believe that that's what keeps our relationship just growing deeper and deeper and deeper. Where have you plateaued? Give yourself permission to really ask yourself that question. What would you love? And what's one way you can start to interrupt those patterns and start to inject a little bit more fun or excitement for you? Here is to you living a life you love.